Huh? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is November 6th. It is, man, it's hard to believe November's here, but it's November 6th, and it is, I hope everyone is well rested with getting an extra hour's worth of sleep. And for today's hug story, 100 hug stories for the last 100 days of 2023, we are going back to 2015, I think. 2015, 2014, 2015. And we're going to Northridge, California, Cal State Northridge. And out of everything that I've done, really one of the great honors, if I had to have a Mount Rushmore of honors and achievements, it is delivering the commencement address at Cal State Northridge. I mean, it was really special. Shout out to Dr. Amy Glocke, who helped get that going. It really, I could speak for a long time about that, but I'm just going to condense it and just say it really was just a beautiful honor. And to stand before all of these graduates, before all of this excellence, this academic excellence, and between the, in front of the students, the parents, the faculty, the staff, the grandparents, and just be a part of that was just really, like I said, just one of my, that is up there, man, as one of the memories that I cherish. But it was great because after I gave my talk, I walked through, actually, let me back up and tell you about the talk. When I gave the talk, I was nervous. I was so nervous that hours before the talk, I went to a Starbucks to just go and just tinker with the speech. I'm constantly tinkering with my speeches and talks and stuff like that. And so I'm tinkering with the speech. And so I'm sitting at this big community table in the Starbucks. And I asked the people there, I said, hey, do me a favor. Would you mind listening to my speech and giving me your thoughts? I'm about to deliver the commencement address, blah, blah, blah. And the people were like, okay. And so I gave the speech, and I looked, and one of the people was shedding a tear, and then the barista that I didn't even know was listening said, where the fuck were you at my graduation? He said, that speech is beautiful. And it was great. It was just very affirming, and it's just what I needed going into the speech. And so I was nervous as I watched the students walk in, the processional come in, and all the pomp and circumstance and sort of pageantry of a graduation. And I was just nervous about that. But then when I got to the microphone, I just thought about it, and I was like, man, I haven't just prepared. I have lived my whole life for this moment. I have lived my whole life for this moment. And it is, and there was something about that, just standing there and just realizing that I lived for this whole moment, that really calmed me down. And it calmed me down so much that I went off script pretty much sentence one by sentence two. And what I told the students is, I said, life is beautiful. And I said, let me show you how beautiful it is. And I stopped talking, and I ran down the steps, and I high-fived the whole front 2 rows of graduates and stuff like that, just to let them feel what I felt. And it was, like I said, it was thrilling. That's the word I'm looking for. It was just thrilling. And so I gave the speech, and it was afterwards. There was, there's two things that really stick out about this. One was that, there was a student that was, I'm standing next to, I think, the provost and one of the deans and the president, and, just among those people. And I was just, shaking hands with people. And this one student came up, and he had tears in his eyes. And he says, I was in the very last row. And he said, I felt your energy on the very last row, man. He said, I just want to be like you, man. I just want to be happy. And he gave me a hug, and they said, yo, man, you forgot, they gave him out the degree cover. And they said, you forgot your degree. And he was like, oh shit. And he ran back on stage. He grabbed it, and then he hugged me, and he smacked me in the chest, and he said, happy man. happy, and then just ran back off. And I love that. And the other moment was afterwards. I was, circulating through the crowd, high-fiving graduates and parents and stuff like that. And one woman, she said, "Hey, my father wants to talk to you." This is an older woman. She's a parent of one of the graduates. She said, "My father wants to talk to you." And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I followed her, and all of a sudden I'm standing before this man in a wheelchair, this old brother in a wheelchair, and he looks at me and he grabs my hand and shakes my hand and grabs my forearm. He said, "Man, what a story, what a life, man." He said, "Man, it's just beautiful." And he's going on and on about my speech. And I said, and it was really touching and really it was almost embarrassing. I mean, he was just gushing about it. And I said, "Man, I just hope the kids got something out of it." And he looked up at me, like I said, at this point, he's an old man in a wheelchair. And he said, "Man, fuck them kids." Fuck them kids, man. I got something out of it, man. I got something out of it. And he sort of like almost popped a wheelie with his wheelchair. He said, "Man, you inspired me, man. I'm ready to roll with you on the next trip. I'm ready to go hug the world, man. Fuck them kids, man." And it was funny, and I just couldn't help but laugh. And the woman, the woman who brought me over, she looked so embarrassed. And I just, both of us, me and the old man, just started laughing. And then I leaned down to give him a hug, and I just said, "Fuck them kids, man." And he's like, "You know it." And that is one of my favorite memories from, a couple of my favorite memories all wrapped into one day. And it was just a beautiful experience. And so I hope this story made you laugh. I hope it makes you happier to begin your week. And I want to wish everyone a great day. All right. Tune in tomorrow, everybody, for more Hug and High Five stories. Be well.